All right, let's continue our face-off between the iPhone 4 and Samsung Galaxy S2. Take a little closer look at the user interface on each. We'll start with the iPhone 4, which runs on iOS 4. You're allowed up to 11 different panels, and you can have up to 16 different either application shortcuts, folders, or bookmarks per panel. That part's pretty simple. You can go into settings and also customize the wallpaper. It allows to customize both the lock wallpaper and home wallpaper, and we'll change it since we're talking about it. Let's put a big wave on there, and we'll hit set, and we'll set for both. And if we go out here and turn off, turn back on, there's our lock screen is now different, and it matches our home screen. So that's basically what you can do as far as customizing on the iPhone 4. On the Galaxy S2, it runs Android 2.3.3 Gingerbread, and the user interface is Samsung's TouchWiz UI 4.0. So what you're going to get 7 different panels, and on those panels you can customize them with application shortcuts, bookmarks, folders, contact information, or Samsung or Android widgets. And we'll take a look at some of the widgets to start with. This clock and weather widget from Samsung, AP News. This is a picture frame widget. This is a bookmark widget, stock market widget. These are shortcuts for contacts. And these can be set up either to call information, however you want to set it up. Here's ASAP. And now I can either call them, video call, text, or go to the address book and get more information, which is pretty nice. That's the calendar. And again, it takes up an entire square. And as you can see, today's my birthday. Email up on top. Note page or note pad, which is becoming more popular and showing up pretty much everywhere. Dual clock, active applications, shows you the amount of applications you have running, also takes you directly to your task manager, which is kind of slick. Power bar, Google search, and on Google search, different areas of the phone that you can search. Put the web back in there. And then we've got voice, driving mode, voice talk, and voice command. And then that's YouTube, which you've seen every place else. That's Android widget. Here's a look at all of the different widgets. And you can see it simply scrolls to the bottom. And when you want to put something up there, just simply drag it up. And it shows you where you can put it. And then leave it there. And then if you want to move to add something else, you can slide over. So here's your days, clocks. There's a look. I think we had everything up there. News and weather is Android, picture frame we saw, voice we saw. So yeah, I think we've seen all of them. So it's just simply a matter of tapping on it, and if it doesn't fit, it will tell you it doesn't fit. You can see there's no place for it. It will look for another panel if there is one available to put it on. So there's a look at the widgets that are available as well. As far as accessing wallpapers, you've got live wallpapers, and I'll show you those. These are actually the bottom 4 because it's running. I didn't want to do that because it's running Gingerbread. You get the 2 Gingerbread wallpapers along with a couple Samsung wallpapers, and then these are typical older Android live wallpapers. And then from Samsung themselves, wallpaper gallery, give you a look at what's available. That's a Nexus wallpaper, and there you go. So there's the different wallpapers that are available. All right, let's take a look at the main menus on both. And again, the main menu on the iPhone 4 is the iPhone 4 itself. It always is the main menu. So we'll have to go into it on the Galaxy S2. And you can see we've got some numbers down here at the bottom. And you can push and hold down and move them if you want to move between them quickly. Or again, you can simply slide between them. And you have a choice of either the grid view or the list view. The list view is alphabetical. The grid view is not, which would be nice if you could put the applications alphabetically. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you very much, Craig. And again, you can share apps, which is pretty neat. Back to our home screen. All right, notification systems on the iPhone 4. Let's see, I think I know the number there. Let me send it a text real quick. And start with the Galaxy S2 first then. You see we've got a little icon up here in the upper left. That's part of our notification system. Simply sliding down will open up the notification application. You can see, first of all, it's got some connectivity shortcuts, which is great, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, also GPS. You can mute the phone and also auto-rotate it. And then here's your notifications right down here. I can tap on that, go directly to it. I can hit clear to get rid of them, or I can simply close this back up. It'll continue to notify me if I haven't taken a look at them yet. On the iPhone 4, basically your notification shows up on your screen, whether it's for email or text messaging, which is basically what we're talking about right now. If you close it, you'll notice I no longer have a notification and I have an unread text message, which is kind of silly. I'm not quite sure why they set it up that way. So as long as the notification comes in when you're text messaging, you have to take care of it right away or it no longer notifies you. On email, I believe it will continue to notify you even after you've closed it, the notification. So there's notification bars on both. Home keys, pushing down twice will open up the Task Manager on the iPhone 4. Holding down the home key will open up the Task Manager on the Samsung Galaxy S2. Here's your different applications that you've opened on the iPhone 4. If you want to close them, simply holding down and then tapping the little red dot will close them down, as you can see. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we're getting our task closed. Come on. Alright, so now we've closed all the tasks. Push down once to get back to the home screen. On the Samsung Galaxy S, it's going to show you the last 6, which is unusual for anything above Froyo, especially for Gingerbread. Typically it shows 8, but it actually has an actual task manager. So you can go in here and if you want to close things, just tap on them and hit exit and they're closed, or exit all for all of them. Shows you the amount of RAM that you have available. You can tap on that to clear the memory and open up all the RAM. Shows you the applications you've downloaded and your storage situation as far as SD card and the phone system and USB. So that's the task situation there. As far as search, pushing down from the home screen will open up the search application. In setting up the search application, you can search different areas of the phone through Spotlight Search. And these are the different areas of the phone that you can search, and you can change the importance by moving them up and down. And I don't really have anything loaded on here, so I don't know what. I guess we can search the web for Craig. Oh, I guess I do have Facebook on here. How about that? Oh, that's right, I have email. So there's email search. So found me right away. On the Galaxy S, you can push down on the main menu key, hit search, and again, you can go in and determine what areas of the phone you want to search, and there's a complete list. So they're about the same. I think they're comparable. One thing it does have is speech to text. Craig. So I can pick any one of these. We'll start with that. And there we go. So I can call, history. So it went after the specific contact because of what I picked. So they both have dedicated search systems. As far as shortcuts between panels, it's a matter of sliding back and forth. On the Galaxy S2, if you put your finger down here, you can slide between panels quickly, as we did with the application menu, as you can see there. And I think that's about it. Well, there are some other things that I did want to show you in settings. We'll go to display, screen display. You can change the fonts. Background effect, dynamic, standard, or movie. I've had it on standard. So I wanted to show you that. Animations, let's see. As far as the lighting for the keys, down at the bottom, there's a duration for those now, which is nice. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to show you that I thought was interesting. I mean, there's a lot of other things, the way you move widgets around and the way they work. Oh, you also have your motion. I'm not going to get to that because that would take too long. We'll save that just for the Galaxy S2 review. So anyway, there's a look at the user interface between our two combatants. All right, let's take a look at the messaging application on the iPhone 4 versus the Samsung Galaxy S2. We'll start with the iPhone 4. And we'll go in and enter a new message. And there's our editor. And See, it works quite well. That was supposed to be John, but I was close. There we go. There is no speech to text. Symbols and numbers are accented here in the lower left. That's the keypad in portrait. There's a look at it in landscape. Oop. All right, you can see that the predictive text works quite well. So there's a look at the iPhone 4 messaging system. All right, let's go in here. We're going to have to erase that. All right, we'll put in a new message. And we'll hold this down for a second. Take a look at input methods. We do have Samsung keypad as well as swipe. And we'll start out by looking at the Samsung keypad. Looking at the keypad itself, you've got speech to text down here in the lower left. Your settings in the lower right. Call John on Tuesday. As you can see, that works fairly well. The one thing you don't get, though, is you don't get capitalizations with that. There's a look at the keypad in landscape. And whoop. He's got a pretty good, and already had it there. I was messing up. It's much smarter than I am, obviously. So there's a look at the keypad again in in landscape, and again you've got speech to text lower left. You've got symbols and numbers lower left. Numbers are available for long touch, but you do have to access symbols that way, and then your settings is over here. All right, let's take a look at one more option, and we'll go to input method, and we'll go to swipe, because this also offers swipe. And we'll skip that for right now. And we'll go back. And I'm not great at swipe, but I will give it a shot. Where are we? I'm going to start at the beginning. Call John on Tuesday. Not bad. Call Jen on Tuesday. I did well for myself. It's also a speech to text. 4-hour meeting next Wednesday. All right, for our meeting next Wednesday, no problems there. Again, you can change languages. You've got symbols. Symbols and numbers are also available via long press, and numbers are set up in the middle of the keypad. That's swipe in portrait, and there it is in landscape. And then as far as attachments are concerned, let's get back in portrait here. Let's take a look. What do we have? Pictures. Capture pictures, so you've got gallery and a direct link to the camera for both pictures as well as video. Audio, record audio. Location, contacts, calendar, memo, and tasks. So quite a bit more. I don't remember if I looked here for attachments on the iPhone 4. Yeah, you can take a photo or video or choose an existing. So you have direct link to the camera on the iPhone 4 or to the gallery, and then on the Galaxy S2 you've got again a direct link to the camera plus gallery, audio, record audio, location, contacts, calendar, memo, and tasks. So obviously quite a bit more available on the Galaxy S2 when it comes to attachments. So let's look at messaging. All right, let's wrap up today's face-off between the Galaxy S2 and the iPhone 4 with our browser comparison, as we usually do. Don't forget to stop by smartphoneenemy.com, check out the winner of today's face-off, along with the written review, photos and videos taken by both of today's contestants. Have all that posted. If you're watching this on YouTube, should be a link in the description that will get you over there pronto tanto. All right, I've got these guys hooked up to the same Wi-Fi network. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't. All right, let's get these hooked up to Wi-Fi. There's one. Get the other one hooked up to Wi-Fi. Alright, there we go. Okay, we've got them both hooked up to Wi-Fi now. And I have Flash fully enabled on the Galaxy S2. And we'll start out with Smartphone Envy. And we're off. And the winner is going to be Galaxy S2, iPhone 4, not too far behind. that's what's so amazing about the Galaxy S2 and the dual-core processor. It is just unbelievably smooth, and it's just effortless. Double tap to zoom in. One thing it doesn't do, pinch to zoom, double tap, it doesn't rewrap the text. Works the same way as the iPhone 4. So what you have to do, the one advantage it has over the iPhone 4 in that regard is you can go into settings, default zoom, switch that up to close, I think is what I want. And then it's large enough even for old people like me to be able to read it. And double tap to zoom out. You can see how quick it is. No rendering issues whatsoever, and absolutely silky smooth. iPhone 4, we've got some rendering issues up here at the top. Again, it's very smooth. It's not as fluid as the Galaxy S, but it is very smooth. Double tap to zoom in. But that's what you're left with, which pretty much illegible to me. You definitely get a better look, larger text if you put the phone in portrait when you're using landscape when using the web on the iPhone 4. So we've got some rendering issues. As you can see, it doesn't download the page quite as well as the Galaxy S. Alright, let's head over to, let's go to Engadget, and we're off. And the winner is going to be Galaxy S2 by a landslide. And again, there's none of the sticky that you usually see with Android handsets when you first start to scroll on this. It is smooth as butter. Double tap to zoom in, and again you can determine the zoom amount. I do wish it had I wish you could pinch to zoom and then double tap to set up the text, because I do like that option. iPhone 4, rendering issue, don't see any rendering issues at all, very smooth. Double tap to zoom in. And that's the difference between the two. Alright, so they both seem to handle that fine. Let's try one more. Alright, let's go over to CNN, and we're going to play a flash video on the Galaxy S. And we'll let the iPhone 4 download it and play it. Galaxy S is done. iPhone 4 is done. Let's double tap to zoom in on both. Oop. I hit this. Oh, we're going to have to go back. Try one more time. There we go. Alright, and we're off.
The only tablet powered by BlackBerry. Designed.
Well, my fault there. Sorry about that. Got stuck with a commercial on the Galaxy S. What are the advantages of the iPhone 4?
Alright, time for the ridiculous, and I hesitate to even say this person's name because I'm convinced she would happily gouge out her own eyes or mine if she would get her mentioned even briefly on TV. But nevertheless, tonight we had Michaela Salahi. And yes, I know it's pronounced Mikel Salahi, but I prefer to mispronounce it. Michaela rose like a shooting star.
Alright. There we go. So there's a look at loading a flash video versus the iPhone 4, downloading it and playing it. Both work very well. I was really impressed with the Galaxy S2 because there isn't another smartphone out there that plays flash video that quickly and that well and that smoothly. It blows everything else away. So anyway, there's our comparison today between the Galaxy S2 and the iPhone 4. Hope it's been helpful.